We're live.
Are we live? Oh, are we? How exciting. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, number 191, he says, checking his notes, for September the 8th, 2023. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Dave.
Hello.
And on my right by Neil.
Hello. And that's how it works on my screen as well, for once.
Oh, good. All right. Okay. That's good.
On my screen, not on the actual stream, but there you go.
We got it just about right after 191 episodes. So welcome to the show. Thanks everyone for coming back. If you have come back, thank you, Arnie, for filling in last week. For who was missing last week? Dave was missing last week. Yeah. Is that part of you? Sorry, I literally have just come racing back to get to this show. I'm not on time at all. We're late because of me, so I do apologize. Do we get to talk about that in the what we've been doing, Dave, or do you want to tell us what you've been up to? Were you away, or did you have a nice week off while we held the fort down?
It was okay.
It was only okay. Well,
no, I went to a dog show, and it's like a country fair.
Nice.
With sheep shearing and farriering, and showing cattle around a big field and people judging them and stuff. So,
were there any steam engines?
No, there was no steam engines.
It's all diesel.
But there was lots of tractors and various farm equipment on show and being sold and stuff. So, yeah.
Did you happen to see anyone with a combine harvester?
There was no combine harvesters.
That's a shame.
But yeah, my leg was absolutely killing me the whole weekend. So that was okay. But yeah, I was just in constant pain the whole weekend, which was quite annoying. My leg's been playing me up since I moved. So
your leg, it's a big piece of equipment, the old leg. Yeah, what part of it is bothering you?
It's the knee, specifically the knee. I found out.
Normally people would say my knee is bothering me.
The thing is,
how far are you expanding this out to? I just generally my body's breaking down.
So no. When I moved, I whacked my knee, and I actually had it checked out.
Oh, you told us this before.
Yeah. I actually went to the doctors, and they basically done an MRI on it, and it came back, and it's a complex ganglion at the back of my knee, sort of attached to my bone.
A ganglion?
Isn't that a growth? Like a calcium growth or something?
Yes, yeah, because there was liquid on my knee, it kind of sort of spread around and went to the back, and it doesn't only hurt my knee, it hurts the whole of my leg because it's all there, the tendons and all that. So I injured my knee, but my whole leg was in absolute agony. It was all right, but yeah, it was just when you're just so in pain and uncomfortable that you can't
every day
in a comfortable.
Welcome to your 50s.
Are you 40 yet, Dave?
Yeah, 41.
Well, yes, it's barely in your 40s.
But it's better now.
Good.
I don't know why, but yeah,
it was okay. Have to bang it away like the calcium deposits.
Because I think
rest.
Yeah, because I think when we spoke to you last time, you hadn't had the MRI, so that's been done since we saw you last.
Yeah, MRI and then consultation, and sort of showing me pretty cool pictures on the computer screen of zooming through and stuff. So, yeah.
Oh, it's done very quickly.
Did you get them to download the pictures to your NAT server or whatever?
I was gonna take a picture of that. I forgot of my gang.
Because you can ask them for all that stuff, eh?
It is yours.
Yeah, I had I think, did we say before I did private? I had my knee done in private when I was in England, and they did the keyhole surgery, went in and cauterized all this meniscus stuff that was causing a problem. But I got the video. I've still got it, because you just ask for it. They have to give it to you, I think, right?
You put that on a weekend. Get the whole family around. Get the neighbours round. Come and check out what they did to my knee.
It's like you set up the old...
Every time someone new moves in.
That's right. No me, no my knee.
So so that was it. That was all. I did check in on the Friday. I popped in and said
you did.
I think I resubscribe as well.
Yes.
but yeah, but I was, I was busy, so I couldn't really sort of hang about. But no, thank you, Arnie, for filling in. Done a great job.
He did. It's always good to have
Once
him on
he started
the show.
talking into his microphone.
Oh, he had a microphone. Yeah. So, all right. Well, look, it's good to have you back. Should we crack on then with footy stuff? Because I know we got tons to go through today, and we're running later. So,
okay, I better get
tally ho,
my thing
soldiers.
Up. Right. I'll bring the table up because I'm ready with it today. Okay, so fixture roundup first. So I'll whiz through quickly. On Friday, Luton lost to West Ham, and cat kicker Kurt Zuma scored and took home 3 bonus points. Meow. A lot of goals around on Saturday, starting with Sheffield United and Everton drawing 2-2, Cameron Archer scoring, assisting and hauling the max bonus. Spurs battered Burnley 5-2 with Son bagging a hat-trick and all 3 bonus. A quiet game then, saw Forest win 1-0 at Chelsea with the big bonus for Bolly.
Can I just say
Bolly. Come on, you're missing my alliteration here. Come on.
Go on then.
I'll try hard. That was it, though. That's the last of it, I think.
Sorry, say the Chelsea one again, then.
So I said a quiet game saw Forest win 1-0 at Chelsea with a big bonus for Bolly.
Oh.
As in he got 3 bonus. There you go.
Right.
He got a clean sheet, obviously. Then Man City won 5-1 over Fulham with a huge assist from VAR, not noticing a blatant offside for their second goal.
That
the main
was
man,
shocking.
Haaland, got a hat-trick and so unsurprisingly the 3 bonus. Yeah, it was an absolute howler. I don't know how. What's the point of having VAR when you have something so blatant that everyone on the entire planet, apart from the person on VAR...
The guy's literally standing in the penalty box and, it's...
He jumps over the ball. It literally goes straight at him and he jumps over.
He moves out of the way. At what point is that not affected? I just stay beyond belief.
Absolutely staggering.
They'll just stick at 3 players in front of the goalie now.
It's okay. They've apologised, so it's fine.
Did they actually? Have they said that?
Yeah, they always immediately apologise when there's an absolute fuck up like that in the game. But it's like, well, maybe you should just get it right in the first place. I don't know.
But ultimately, my question is, what is driving that incredibly wrong decision from the referees?
I have no idea.
Or whoever it is. And the only thing I can come up with is they're fucking spineless shits who just haven't got the balls to call it against the big club they're at.
Well, yeah, it's a big club bias is the only thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was at Man City. It was at home. But he's not even there. The guy who did on the VAR is not even in the stadium. He should be influenced by what's going on in the stadium. He's not even there.
It's just...
that was a joke anyway. But I think it was academic anyway, because they probably would have got absolutely battered anyway.
Regardless, though, I mean, that's just not fair. Like the what's old manager's name from from Fulham? I mean, he showed incredible restraint. Yeah. Incredible restraint in the aftermatch.
Oh, you're watching Match of the Day now, aren't you? I assume is this where you've seen
I've got fucking knowledge now, dude.
Right, shall we move on?
Yes.
Okay, so Evan Ferguson got the 3rd hat-trick of the day as Brighton beat Newcastle 3-1. 3 bonus for him too, obviously. And the goals continued to fly in on Sunday as Palace held on to beat Wolves 3-2. Score of 2, Edouard for Palace, got the max bonus. Liverpool went on to win 3-0 against Aston Villa. Trent got the 3 bonus with an assist along with the clean sheet. And finally, Arsenal won 3-1 at home over old rivals, as in they're not really rivals anymore, Man United. Declan Rice scoring a rare goal and taking the 3 bonus. Maybe it won't be so rare this year. It was always quite rare at West Ham, but maybe he'll score a few more at Arsenal. Who knows?
Who knows?
So, player of the week in the game, Son Heung-min and Erling Haaland both scored 20 points. Son bagging a hat-trick and max bonus, while Haaland scored the hat-trick with the assist and 3 bonus. Obviously, he gets less points for a goal. Haaland, who had to get the assist to match Son's haul of points. So, in other news, there's an international break this week, so there's no Premier League. So, keep an eye out for injuries. Virgil van Dijk had his hearing today and he's been suspended for an extra game after telling the referee when he got sent off he was a fucking joke. So, well, at least that's what I lip read it as anyway. So yeah, he's had an extra game banned. So he's already missed one game, and he'll be missing the next game when we come back from the break.
I remember when I played Sunday League, and one of our players, there was a call by the ref, and one of our players basically called the ref the C word, just blatantly called him the C word. I was like, oh no, this isn't good. Away he went, never to return to that game again. You don't do that.
No, you can't do that to the referees. And they're clamping down big style this time. Grassroots, we've had emails, because my boy's in 2 local football teams, that if the referees report that they have been abused, I don't know how many times, if it's like a one and done, that you are getting points deductions even at grassroots levels now, if the referee takes abuse from players, coaches and fans of said teams. Good. So that's down at, like, he's under 15s this year, but I don't know how low that's going. I'm assuming all the way down, because you don't really want to be getting under 7s parents abusing the referees.
I remember we played one game where I think one of the linos was, because when it's Sunday League, right, you have to provide.
They're always dodgy, the linos.
Yeah, because the teams have to provide their own linos,
and they always do their own defense,
right? And some poor kid got called. He couldn't have been more than like 15 or something like that, And people giving him abuse. It's like, come on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? People go mad at
they're scumbags
when it comes to football. So, top scorers in our league. The average score, 72 points. Looking at you there, Fraser. Just looking at you.
Yeah, don't worry about me.
Anthony Clark, a name we've not heard before, probably.
Yeah, he's my buddy.
95 points last week. Absolutely smashed it. I think he had Son and Haaland as captain, so that's like 60 points before you even start.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Beautiful Spurs scored 90. I think they might have had Son as well, to be honest, with not that many points. And then Luis Estevez also had Son. He'll be. I'll mention him in a minute as well. He remains top. The other two were Beautiful Spurs up to 18th and Anthony Clark up to 14th. So top 3 in the league. Lewis remains top, 279 with an 88-point haul. I had a massive comeback on Sunday. It was not looking good until Sunday's game. 268 I'm on with 79 points. And then my wife is on 3rd now, 251 on 86. And my son is in 4th. They all had a...
Yeah, what's going on with the Isaacs?
My wife had Son, and my son played my wife had Son, and my son played his wild card. And he obviously had... Well, he went fucking Nicholas Jackson and Sterling, and obviously they did jack shit last week, but the rest of his team was good last week. So... I'm just scrolling down. There you are, look, 17th, Fraser.
Yeah. My inevitable huge rise over the rest of the season at some point, right?
Yes.
Or I start really putting the work
Always
in.
finish strong. So head to head.
I'm making the classic mistakes again. that I did last year. I'm like, Salah has to perform at some point.
Yeah, to be fair, he's chipping away. He's like he was doing what Harry Kane did for me last year. He was like, Harry Kane never went mad in any single game last year, but every week he was like, he would either score or assist, and he got points every fucking week for me last year. And I think that was what got me to the top in the end. Because loads of people didn't have Harry Kane because everyone had Haaland, and it was Harry Kane was difficult to get as well. But I was like, he was just scoring points every week. I was like, I can't not have him. He's just fucking constantly scoring points. So Salah, similar, expensive, but just 5, 6, 7 points every week at the moment.
Yeah.
So,
but don't captain him, everyone.
No, don't do that. So in the head-to-head, we had wins for my boy Andy Cox, Chris Jackson, Dave, and the aforementioned Luis Estevez beat me in the head-to-head league. So we and my wife, Elusive Man, and Gary Defoe all won last week. 5 teams tied at the top on 9 points with Lewis, myself, my wife, Gary DeFelice, and Chris Jackson. All top on 9 points. And it's in that order, I believe, because of points scored.
Yeah, but look at the top. 1, 2, 3, top 4, 5 are all on the same points. I mean, really, you should be looking for someone who's just in a league of their own in this somebody who isn't sharing their position with anyone else.
Okay. What, you mean like the person who's only got 0 points? The only person with 0 points?
The only person with 0.
Who's that?
How can I be in such shit positions?
Let me just switch around here. I can bring it up so we can all see just how good you are in this. Oh, that's the... Does it do a whole page?
It's good radio.
Oh, I have to scroll down to see you even in the head-to-head league. We've only got 16 players. There you are. Look, propping everyone up at the bottom.
Yeah. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Got quite good points though. Like it's just well, I say that, not really.
So where am I?
I'm very average.
You're below the average.
Right.
The average has won a game.
All right.
I'm beating you on that one, Rose. Come on.
All right, everyone get the boot.
Dave's got 2 games.
Yeah.
2 wins for Dave.
Yeah.
I'm proud of Dave. I don't mind. That's good news.
So yeah, head-to-head league hotting up. Starting to make a bit of a difference now. So that's
there is actually an average in there.
Yeah, yes. One of the 16 is the average because we have an odd number of teams. Yeah.
So when's the deadline for game?
So the next, actually, good question. I'm not sure if there's a Friday game for the next round of fixtures. No, next game week is the 16th of September, and the deadline will be 11 a.m. Are we still on British summer time then? We're still on British summer time then. Whatever the UK time is then. I think it's still BST. 11 a.m. So whatever that is in your local time zone. It's 5 hours before on the east coast of the US and Canada. I'm not sure what it is other than that. Well, unless it's changed, obviously. Unless you've done your clock changes different.
Oh, what do you want to know? Start times? I can tell you because my start times are EST anyway. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Whatever.
No. It's a week to go basically until the deadline. So we've got internationals. There could be injuries. There could be all sorts of stuff going on. Could be people still. We've still had a couple of people leaving the Premier League today. They've gone to Philippe Coutinho, who's left Aston Villa on loan today. Gone to some club in Qatar. Oh, I can't think why. Salah remained at Liverpool despite Al Ettifaq or whatever it was offering fucking stupid money to Liverpool for him, but that probably going to rumble on for the next 12 months. And I did want to talk about, because I've played my wild card this week. I'm trying to play the game within the game, because I clocked obviously like last week. Son got that hat trick, and everybody started transferring him, and I was like, I was umming and ahhing all day Sunday, and I was like, "Fuck it." I was reading up a couple of people saying this, like, if you want these players, maybe you should get them in now because they're going to go up in price tonight. And that was Son and Alvarez, and I was like, right, but it's long enough maybe that they might go up twice within this game week. So hopefully, I'll put them in. They go up twice, which means I get the extra 0.1 million if I decide to sell them, and I might actually gain a bit of squad value over this transfer, this international break. So I put in Ferguson as well, and that was looking good because he went up as well. Loads of my players have gone up already, and then Ferguson got a knee injury and was withdrew from the Ireland squad. I was like, that's going to put a hamper on his extra transfers coming in. So he might not. If he goes down, he goes back to what I paid for. It's not a matter. But I'm not really wanting Ferguson. I've got my eye on some other forwards that I'm going to transfer in, but I might keep Alvarez though. Alvarez and Haaland both played pretty much all of the games so far. But what's happening when we come back is midweek after the games that are coming up is fucking Champions League and Europa League and all that shit. So rotation's fantastic potentially at Man City. Who knows who's going to play, how long for? So I might have fucked up. No, it could go really well. Could go horribly wrong.
Dave and I are kept awake by these things as well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, is that football then?
That's everything. Unless you've got anything to say.
No, just accept. No, it was a fucking terrible week. Terrible week on fantasy. Terrible week for Chelsea. especially being beaten by Notts Forest. That was karma coming back to bite my ass because I had taken the piss out of Christian on Sunday
I wish
night.
that Chelsea had played that shit against Luton. That's all I can say. Fucking, they were awful. Absolutely awful. Missing an absolute sitter from like 4 yards out, Nicholas Jackson, who puts it over the bar. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Don't.
Annoying.
All right, let's put that behind us then. Let's move on to some listener stuff here. We have a few emails or messages, whatnot, come in. Mint Safe says, saw a rumor on Facebook, so obviously it's true that GTA 6 is going to be far more expensive than normal games. $150 was quoted. Thoughts? ? I know it cost a fortune to make in years of development, but that seems extreme. Cheers. Keep up the good work. Anyone have an opinion on that?
They can fuck off, is what I'm saying. If that's going to be the price,
I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think it will be anyway.
No, I
think there
is...
might be an edition of the game, a version of the game that's $150.
Yeah,
but not the basic version.
No chance.
You'll probably be $150 version with like the game plus X millions of GTA Shark card bollocks.
Yeah, Shark points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if they put it out like 3 days before main release, like Starfield,
yeah,
you know, that they'd be able to charge out, and people.
Some idiots will pay it though.
Get in, son. Yeah, I'm interested in that as a little business model, though. I mean, to give early access like that. I mean, I can't really see an issue with it. I mean, if people are that keen on it to get going on it, and they can make a little bit of extra revenue.
You don't just get the early access though. You get usually like an annual pass or a DLC included in the premium versions, whatever that you get the early access with.
They wouldn't even need to do it. Or like a few skins, maybe. No,
they don't do DLC for GTA in the same way. Like it's not like Starfield's got supposedly some DLC planned, hasn't it? I believe that's something
of course
included.
You will. Yeah.
But
yeah. So Mint Safe, he knows anyway. He says it's all a rumor on Facebook, so obviously it's true. Yeah. I mean, there'll be like Neil says or Dave says, there'll be $150 version. No doubt about it, right? Maybe even more expensive versions. It wouldn't surprise me.
You could have a plastic helicopter or something included in the bundle.
Yep.
Or some bollocks.
Some sort of Lego night.
Maybe
it will actually be a pair of bollocks, a pair of plastic bollocks. There you go. Well, that sounds a bit more Saints Row than GTA.
I think didn't GTA 4 or 5 have like a car decal, or like they gave away a car, or there was something about something about a car that they gave away, but it was like later involved in a crime or something. Oh, I don't.
No, I don't know about that.
I remember, but it was such a long time ago. Was it? When was GTA?
I reckon it's about 2 generations of console ago, wasn't it? It came out on the Xbox 360, and the PS3.
We're talking
so it's about 10 years old, isn't it? Something
2012, 2013, or something like that. So yeah, long time.
Maybe I'll reinstall that game. I might actually play and finish it for once. First time.
Did you not finish it?
I've not. I've played it fuck knows how many times and not finished it.
Okay, Mint Safe, thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. Friend of the show, Psalm67 column says, with this heat wave we are having, do you find you have less time to play video games, or are you one for staying indoors when it's hot and spending more time playing video games? I'm one for trying to get out when it's good weather.
Yeah,
for sure.
Me too.
You say that, and we've got the most games we've had on the list for fuck knows how long.
I've got 2 weeks of games,
so
there is that. And it is game, well, I don't know, actually, yeah.
I haven't. No, I had all the intentions to play Dead by Daylight last week, and then the weather was so hot. I was just like, I'm not, We went out during the day, and then it was just it was beautiful, right? Just didn't. And then when it's beautiful weather and you spend a lot of time outside, when it comes to the evening, the last thing I want to do is play video games. I usually just want to flop out on a couch.
TMI.
Flopping it out.
I don't know.
I can't flop it out. You know that, right?
don't need to know anymore. You've already said too much. I don't think the weather generally affects my gaming. I didn't play much last weekend, but I find in weekends I don't play so much these days. And then I'm working 3 days a week, so I cram most of my gaming into Thursdays and Fridays. But unless something happens, I don't know. But yeah, the hot weather's, I'm not a fan generally.
Too pale.
Well, it's not that. It's fucking horrible. It's not nice heat, is it?
That's because you're too pale.
Muggy. So muggy. It's not even nice. It's not even sunny. It's just hot, humid, and it's not even sunny.
It's humid, yeah. Humidity, that's the big.
It was been minging today. Particularly today, it was just like hazy, horrible, not very nice weather. Just hot with no benefit whatsoever. It was nice the other day, but I think I was sleeping that day.
I've got the aircon on today. It's
very nice.
Just to try. It's like 26 degrees in here now, but at least
that's with the aircon on.
50. Yeah.
Fuck me.
Oh no! I whacked it on earlier, and then it's on low now, so you can't hear it. But yeah, it's
The trick is just get it running, get that humidity out of the air, and then back it up with fans just to keep your dry air circulating around you, and that'll keep you cool.
I've got a dehumidifier, but it also gets hot when that's running. That's not very helpful.
Yeah, that's a little. Yeah, the downside to a standalone dehumidifier. Anyway, we digress. Does that answer Colum's question? I think it does. Mm-hmm. Thank you for sending that. Master Blackthorn says played the Resi 4 remake for a few hours, got to where it turns into an escort mission, and I have to say I don't think it's anywhere near as good as Resi 2 and 3 remakes. Not feeling the setting either. The game looks good sometimes and other times like the PS2 version. Think 2 and 3 were better looking and more consistent in the visuals. Hopefully we get a remake of Resi 1. Hopefully we get a remake of Resi 1 remake. A remake of a remake. I know most people are sick of them, but I want a Resi 1 remake in new shiny graphics like Gollum wants the One Ring. Anyway, sorry for the essay once again. Have a good show, chaps. I haven't played Resi 4 remake yet, so I don't know. I haven't got a comment on that.
Did you play the demo? I played the chainsaw demo. That was fun.
I didn't. No, I don't think I did.
I mean, I haven't played the whole game, so I can't say. But Resi 2, I haven't played Resi 3, but the remake for Resi 2 was good. And I would also genuinely enjoy a Resi 1 remake, because that was the game that, I think might have been the scariest game I'd played at that point, probably.
Which one?
Resi 1.
Resi 1.
Well, maybe. I did play Doom 3, and I didn't get very far in Doom 3, because that did make me shit my pants multiple times.
I might have read Dino Crisis remake.
That does get mentioned
I don't think
quite
I've
a
played
bit.
that.
Basically, Resident Evil, but with dinosaurs.
Is it?
Yeah, it's good.
Was that N64 or PS2?
PlayStation 2. Yeah.
So what is it? Crisis games? I always thought they were like on-rail shooters, like Time Crisis. Is like where you have a pedal and stuff. So Dino Crisis is not like that.
No.
Not played it.
He says hopefully we get a remake of the Resi 1 remake. I'm not too sure on that.
It was a remaster, I think. The original remake wasn't really a remake. It was just fancied up visuals. Still had, because the first one had really high res like backgrounds in it, and you walked around like a stationary pretty much stationary background.
Yeah.
In 3D space, but like the 3D models obviously got up resed in the remaster, but the backgrounds were basically the same as they were. But yeah, to go back into it, like do a Resi 2 job on it and go into a third person and remake the whole game would be good for Resi 1.
Right, okay. Fair enough. I'm not sure, even if I played the Resi 4 remake, I'd agree with his opening statement that it's not as good as Resi 2 or Resi 3. I didn't think Resi 3 was that great. Resi 2 was. Brilliant.
But what, the original and the remake?
I'm just talking remakes.
Well, you haven't played Resi 4 remake, so you don't know.
No, but I'm saying
maybe Resi 4 was just too good. The original is too good. Like the remake doesn't do enough to make it.
Doesn't do it justice, maybe. Okay, all right. Thanks, Master Blackthorn. I'm not sure we answered any of your questions there, but we'll try. We have a quiz from Lord. Are we ready for a quiz? I have got pen and paper. Of course I have. I can't write on that.
Or is that
Just
work?
go to my
is that work stuff?
cycle bin. Yes, it is, yeah.
It's the plans for a military installation.
It's not. It's the very interesting table of design temperatures for different places in Canada.
Very nice.
Yeah. Do you know what the design temperature for Niagara Falls is? It is not on here. There you go.
Is that because it's not in Canada?
It would have to be somewhere. St. Catharines is close. What's that? Design temperature of 1 degree Fahrenheit. There you go.
What does that mean? Is that what the average temperature all right year round?
It means really when if I'm designing something, I need to know what the lowest possible temperature is going to be. So I'm working then on temperature
1
rises.
degree Fahrenheit sounds pretty cold.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound that like it could go a lot colder than that.
I don't know. What's that in real money?
Fuck knows. Who knows?
Below
-20?
-20?
Let me just tell you that you don't want to go. You don't want to go up to Timmins -37 Fahrenheit.
Oof.
Yes, that is cold.
That's nearly. It's -40 and -40 are the same in Celsius and Fahrenheit, so that's close.
Yeah. How's that for a winter's day? -40 Celsius.
With wind chill. Oh,
oof.
Yikes.
Sir. Okay, Lord's quiz. What is the largest city in Australia? Dave's going to get this one.
I was going to say by area or by population.
Well, this is how I had. Yeah, you could say it. You could say it, or there could be some other, like the tallest,
Metric.
The tallest city in Australia.
Could be
the highest.
It's probably Sydney. Depending on what metric.
All right, let's have a guess.
Sydney.
Sydney.
Are we doing this? Is Dave speaking for all of us, or are we doing individual answers?
Well, we've all said Sydney, haven't we? We definitely all said Sydney. Whether you were answering or just repeating.
I'm going to say Melbourne then.
Okay. I was going to say Melbourne's the other candidate, depending on metric. But
what about Canberra? Isn't that the capital?
Yeah, it is, but it's not.
Number 2. Which African country is known as the Rainbow Nation?
Do you know this?
Which African country is known as the Rainbow Nation?
Tonga? I'm trying to think of...
You're pure guessing here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Tonga or Tongu?
Tongu, I think, is a made-up name.
Is it Pingu? Does Pingu live in
Tonga? Is like it's like the African penguin or something. I don't know.
African penguin.
What's the
I was going to say
Ghana.
Ghana. Wakanda? That's definitely not real.
No. Ghana's a good.
I'm going to say Ivory Coast.
That's the Ivory Nation, surely. So,
Côte d'Ivoire.
Yes.
It's an African country, isn't it?
Yes, that's Ivory Coast in French.
Correct.
I believe they speak French in the Côte d'Ivoire.
Dave, do you want Tongu?
Oh, it's Tongo.
Tongo?
Tongo? Hang on, isn't Tonga
would you like
even
Tonga?
in Africa?
Tonga. Whatever it's bloody called. Tonga.
Isn't that like
we're running through all the vowels here. Tongi.
I thought Tonga was like out like Fiji and places like that, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
I think you might be right there, Dave. Neil.
I'm definitely not going then.
Let's have a look for Tonga.
Tonga, a country in Oceania.
There you go.
All right. I'll say South Africa then.
South Africa?
No, South Africa.
Okay. Neil?
Said Ghana.
Thank you. Okay. Question number 3. What is the name of the strait that separates Asia from North America?
You should know this. Because you're North American, so you should know.
I don't
know.
I
feel like I do know this, but I can't put my finger on it right now. If I was at my pub quiz, someone would say something and I'd go, yes, that's it, because they'd remind me what it was. But,
it separates Asia from North America.
It's like...
Asia?
Yes, like, where China is and, I guess Japan is that technically part of...
Yeah, but isn't that Asia separated from North America by oceans?
There's obviously a part of the ocean, the North Pacific, I guess, is where there's a strait of something.
What, between Alaska and Russia?
Well, is it? Yeah, I guess.
Well, that's not Asia, is it? Is
Russia,
Russia Asia?
Russia, that part is. Russia is Asia because most of Asia is fucking Russia, isn't it?
Is it Eurasia?
No, that's
were they
the ones
banned
that
from the 80s?
Oh, you fucking. Who needs love like that? Something was that one?
I can't remember.
Sometimes you, I don't know. I can't think of another Eurasia song.
That's not a bad thing.
What's the name of the strait?
All I can think of is the Strait of Hormuz, but
yeah, it's not that.
doubt
Is it?
it's not that one, is
that's
it?
definitely not, because I know that one and it's not that. I'm pretty sure it's not that. But as soon as someone says it, or as soon as I reveal the answer, you'll be like, "It's definitely not that one." As soon as I reveal the answer and tell you, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's it."
I can't remember. I just put. I can't remember. Anybody?
I'll say the straight.
Straight. Okay. We're all going with that. None of us can remember it.
No, I can't think what it is.
I don't think I ever knew it.
All right. Neil, you got
Going
some
with the
answers for
answers.
us?
Okay, so what is the largest city in Australia? The answer is Sydney.
Well done, boys.
Right, okay, I was wrong, obviously, on this one, because it's far too long, unless he's put a little comment at the end. Which African country is known as the Rainbow Nation? The answer is South Africa.
Dave's rocking it.
I feel like he might
I'm not
have got
sure if
this
I
one
was
wrong.
really allowed that one because my first guess was only
was
only revealed to be
it
the completely
like halfway
wrong.
around the world from where we were talking? Yeah.
Well, I think his first guesses were imaginary countries. They don't actually exist.
So finally, what is the name of the strait that separates Asia from North America? And the answer is... Oh, I don't think I know this one. Beijing Strait, apparently.
Bering Strait, isn't it?
It says Beijing here, but...
Beijing Strait?
Yeah.
The Bering Strait, I think it is.
Maybe.
I had actually heard of that.
Controversy on the quiz yet again. Maybe it auto-corrected.
Yeah, I think that... Yeah, it's the Bering Strait, isn't it?
Yeah, see, I've heard of that
one. Okay, well, thank you very much, Lord, for showing me up to not know anything. Dave did well. He wins this week's quiz with 2 out of 3.
I've won one before.
Yeah, that's nice. Well done, mate. We should keep score. No, we probably shouldn't.
If somebody wants to go back and review all the quizzes and top them up.
Apparently, there's a place called Wales on the west coast of Alaska, quite near the Bering Strait. It's very small, though. And York. There you go.
Well, I think it... Wasn't it sold to the Americans after it had already been, like, part of Canada or something?
Well, I don't know.
Alaska?
Oh,
so it's probably...
Who are you going to ask? Who are you going to ask?
Who am I going to ask?
Yeah, you said you'll ask her.
Good, eh?
Nice.
They keep on coming. They keep on coming this week. Yeah. All right, fair play. All right, let's move on to what we've been doing. Dave, I'm interested in you.
I wasn't expecting to go. So, obviously, I spoke about my escapades the weekend before. We have found a boyfriend for a stud dog for Lilo. You might have seen her on the video earlier. And she is a dog called Rufus. He's a miniature poodle show dog. And he lives in Coventry. And I've been taking Lilo.
Sorry, this is just sounding like something off the Fast Show at the moment. The guy who's like, which was nice.
So she came into season a couple of weeks ago, and we had to go and get her fertility tested and make sure she was in the right time frame for all this to happen and stuff. And yeah, so
is she up the duff then?
We will not find out until she gets a scan in about 3. Well, actually, it's about 4 weeks now. So yeah, we've got to go and get a scan because they don't actually show much evidence of them being pregnant until quite late in their
Was this their first time?
This is the first time. So yeah. So
did you put some candles out and everything, make it all romantic? Play some sexy music.
Well, we went to this place. Well, basically, it was this professional place that does lots of studying, and I think I kind of assumed that
you didn't go to some back alley poodle stud farm.
Rufus. I hope you checked him out. This has been vetted.
Yes, no, he's KC registered, and I checked him on the Kennel Club, and his all of his injections and.
Has he fathered many children? Is he a bit of a bojo?
Right. He's. I did ask, and the lady reckons it's probably in the thousands.
Yeah, so hung like a poodle.
So yeah, hung like a poodle. But no, yeah, it's a bit weird. It was very clinical. But yeah, it's. I'm not sure if you've ever had to do something like that before. But
well, no, because
usually you're pulling dogs off of them each other. Usually, generally,
yeah,
rather than encouraging this.
No, this is a little bit out of left field for me because I had no idea that you had this intention for your dog.
Right. We've had it in our heads for a while, but then she came into season, and yeah, just sort of all came together and was like,
are you making a coat or something?
What's that?
Why are you making a coat?
Making a coat?
Yeah.
Well, out of all the dogs.
Seeing 101 Dalmatians. Right? Why do you want puppies?
So we want another dog. We've always sort of had an eye out for another dog, and then because Lilo.
Well, that's why you get one for almost free. Well, by the time you've sold all the other ones,
well, let's have a look at the receipt. I don't think that was for free, was it, Dave?
No, there's quite a lot.
Well, that'd be funny.
It wouldn't be a week.
Rufus's offspring. You could be
Dave
flogging off
splashed a few £100 on something.
So
this time it's dog sperm.
Can we not talk about splashing when it's talking about dog spunk?
So she might not even be pregnant. That's the thing. So
you could have paid $100 for nothing.
It could all be for nothing.
Do you get your money back if she's?
No.
What the fuck?
Do you get your money back if you go to a prostitute and you don't get off on her?
Well, I'm pretty sure you don't have to pay for IVF as a human being and all that. Well, not unless you go private, actually.
I think you do, don't you?
No, I don't think you do. Well, it depends.
I don't think the NHS covers dog.
No, they obviously don't do dogs.
No. So you're paying for the services, not the end result.
Just dog spunk. I thought you were going to be buying more stereo equipment, not dog spunk.
Dog multiplication. How's that work?
Yeah. So yeah, that's it's worth a punt. I will basically.
How old is Rufus now then?
5, 6, 5.5.
He's in his prime, is he?
So he's a bit past it.
He's not prime. He's 5's not prime.
Oh, I hope he got a reduced rate then.
He's got there was another dog on standby just in case Rufus couldn't.
In case he couldn't perform.
Neil's asking about the reduced rate, but it could be possible that she needs to go back to get reduced.
So yeah, it's but no, there was a dog Leo. Leo was waiting in the wings, so to speak.
Was he getting fluffed or something?
So
Duncock.
So yeah, but yeah, so it wasn't just literally just put them in the garden and leave them to go. It was in a room, and yeah, I'm not going to go through the whole thing.
No, please don't go into too much detail.
Want to hear about it all, but yes, there was two out of the 3 times we went, there was 2 times where they were.
Oh, you get more than one go at it, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's normally they say twice over 2 or 3 days, just to make sure that things happen. So yeah, so I will give you an update when I get a scan done. But yeah, we won't know for another month. So, but yeah, and then a month after that, puppies.
Fucking hell, that's quick,
It's
isn't
only
it?
65 days,
Wow.
I reckon, after conception.
Gestation period of 65 days.
Yeah. So very quick. They come out and they're basically like big kidney beans. They're very small, tiny.
And then you're going to sell the other ones.
And then it depends on how many we have. We could have up to 6.
You ain't keeping them away.
No. So we're gonna keep one. We're gonna keep one girl.
Just put the others in the bin, or are you going to sell them?
And then yeah, just put them in the freezer.
It's the river for you.
Yeah. So no, so we will put them on, but like we could only get 2 or 3. So even like if we had 3 out of the litter, that'd probably cover all the costs of all the health checks, stud, all the driving back and forth. I've driven like 750 miles this week, doing all this.
Not far to Coventry.
There and back, and the facility places in Kettering, and then I got to do There's been lots of stuff. So yeah, if I have 3 out of the litter, I'll probably break even, because they don't go for their silly money like they did over COVID.
This is Rufus pups.
This is Rufus pups, but it's just it's.
Has Leela got papers?
Leela's got papers.
Yeah.
So
this is pure breed.
So he's a pure breed. She's a Pouchon. So her parents were a poodle and a Bichon Frise, and both of those were KC registered. So she is a mix, and the puppies won't be purebred, but they can still be KC registered, because of the parents, her parents, and the father is. So yeah, it's very complicated, and there'll be F2B puppies. So it's basically like it's a grading system of the pure breeds and how they and how the puppies are.
So I thought we were going to get Samson's opinion on this then for a minute. Fraser's
he has no opinion. He's fixed. He's got no opinion on it.
Oh, here he comes. He's heard.
He's like, can't be asked.
He's like, I would have done it for free.
So yeah, it's exciting.
If Samson had done it, you'd be coming back for a second visit.
Yeah.
And a third.
Yeah, ain't nothing down there. He's all juice, no seeds.
Does he even try with things anymore, or is he?
No, he's never been a humpy dog at all.
No.
A little bit at the early days, but
no.
Just as well, really. He's a big dog.
He just wants to fucking fight everyone. That's the problem with him.
Well, maybe if he hadn't cut his bollocks off, he wouldn't be so fucking angry.
No, if you'd cut mine off, I'd probably want to fight everyone.
So yeah, that's it. That's all me, really.
All right. Neil?
Not as exciting for me, I guess. We went to the pub quiz and we won the other day. Which was fun.
Well done. What did you win?
£46
between like 4 of
6 people. So there's not a lot really.
Back around.
Yeah, pretty much. No, it was a cheap night, but it's good. There was a good quiz actually. It had like some music rounds where he was playing music off of something or other. It was clear. It was good anyway, and we won. So it was obviously better.
Nice.
He played the Police Academy theme tune as one of his guess that movie from the music.
Oh God,
I would have got that.
We got that one. There was a couple we didn't get, but yeah, it was good quiz. And I did watch a movie which I forgot to talk about last week, but you've talked about this before. The Dungeons and Dragons movie I watched prior week to this week, but I'd forgotten. That's how fucking shit it was. I'd forgotten I watched it.
It's very forgettable, isn't it? I mean, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but it's very forgettable.
My wife says, that was good, wasn't it? I was like, no, not really. It was just like none of the jokes were funny. It was just really not that great. So
Chris Pine carries that.
Yeah,
just about.
Yeah,
barely.
Just
barely.
about.
But I don't know why it was a Dungeons and Dragons movie. Other than like there was a definitely like a oh look, they're the guys from the cartoon moment in the film, but
I think
like they were just in the world. There was no Dungeons and
yeah,
Dragons about it. It was just they weren't like role playing. They were just fucking in Dungeons and Dragons world.
Yeah, I think if you're big into Dungeons and Dragons, and someone can write in and correct us if correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there is quite a bit of fan service in it if you know Dungeons and Dragons, which
I'm sure there is, but it was just a fantasy movie. There was like it wasn't like
well, it's
they were
probably
role
a cheap
playing.
IP, isn't it?
What is it? I don't think it is.
Can't be that.
There was a big
expensive
fucking
for a
hoo-ha about Dungeons
movie.
and Dragons. They were like after they were making it difficult for people to amend the rules and all sorts of stuff because they wanted to or monetize like their own gameplay and all sorts of stuff not that long ago, which I think there was a huge uproar about, and then they backed down. But who is it that owns it? I mean, it's Hasbro that came up, wasn't it, on the thing? But I don't think it is them. There's some the D&D company or whatever. I don't know what they're called. But yeah, I was just like, it could have been. It was just generic fantasy movie, really. Other than like,
yeah.
It's like
you could have told me that was a World of Warcraft movie, and I wouldn't have known anything.
Yeah, there was no like. They're not like Dungeons and Dragons is people role playing a fantasy world. It's like like Jumanji, like they do the thing where like they're normal people playing a game, like as not great as that film is, but that is more true to like a fake game than the Dungeons and Dragons movie was to a real game. So I don't know. It was a bit weird from that point of view for me. I was like, I thought at some point they were going to just break out and go, oh yeah, like, and then we're just playing this in a bedroom or whatever. But no, apparently not. Spoilers. So yeah, that was basically all I've done. Pretty boring week. Back to work. Boo.
Okay, well, I'll go. I've got a few things on here. First, I have cars problems all the way along. Did I tell you I had the fuel pump replaced on my wife's car? That didn't work, so that had to go back in this week.
You replaced it, didn't you?
No, I'm not doing fuel pumps. So that went back in to be replaced, which was a minor ball ache. At least it got replaced.
Minor ball ache, as in you had to pay for it.
I was going to say, was it the part that didn't work, or was it?
Part didn't work, yeah. Right. So I went back in and they just changed it out and put another one in. Put the old one back in. And then charged me $1,000 for it.
Nice.
And then I also got some headlights for my car from the UK. Did I tell you that? Like I tried to buy the headlights here and they're $150 a pop. And they're like half price in the UK. So I got my...
You have to pay shipping.
No, I got my wife to bring them back when she went over the other end.
Did they not have to declare them when they came back?
They didn't get declared. Which is good. And
say, these are some headlights. That's how you declare them,
I guess. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll put the headlights in this week. Oh boy! And then you know what you do? You go on. Well, I open the bonnet. And it's just like, there's no way I can get to those. So I better go find out how to do this. YouTube. And don't you love it? Don't you love it when you pull up a YouTube video and they go, "This is probably the worst headlight replacement I've ever had to do." You're like, "Oh shit!"
Do you have to take the entire front of your car off?
The front bumper got partially disassembled to pull out the light assemblies.
That's what they did for my Fiesta. They said there was a video. It's like taking out the entire light cluster. I was like, there's a little plastic cover that I just undo at the back of the light cluster. What are you talking about? I don't have to take the whole fucking headlight out just to like replace the bulb.
But I can't get to that. And I nearly was thinking about taking out all the filter. But when a mechanic's saying this is the way to do it, I just like, okay, well, it's the way to do it. It was, oh my God. And it was one of the hottest days. It was like 30 degrees out trying to do this. I was just brutal. Yeah, that was not fun. That really wasn't fun. And and then, you're putting in these bulbs where you're just, I made sure I cleaned them all with alcohol before they went in to make sure there was no oil on the glass or anything like that. And just absolutely crapping my pants trying to place this bulb that's been transported across the oceans, please, because the one I took out, I broke as I took it out, right? So I'm like, oh my God. But it got there in the end. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty sure the bumper doesn't look like it's fit the way that it fit when I took it off. sure there's some gaps in there that weren't.
Does it look like it's got a smiley face now? Like...
It's one of those things, right? You know, when you do a job around your house and something niggles you, and like no one else will ever notice it, right? But you know, right? It's one of those things. It's like there's just this tiny
every
little
job
gap
I do
under one
around
of the
the house.
headlights. Yeah, it's
Except
infuriating.
baby people do notice as well.
But anyway, that's done. Got it done, so that was good. Then on the Sunday, I went to the Steam Fair, which is they have here every year. Which was I just went on my own. No one wanted to come with me. That's fair enough. Yeah. So I went on my own,
me.
like some sad old man.
I assume you joined all the other sad old men who were down there.
There were lots of other sad old men there. I was in good company. And I went and just looked at old tractors and steam engines and stuff like that. And if you check my YouTube channel out, I popped up a picture of this threshing machine that I was fascinated me. It was just, you look at it and you're just like, how did farmers ever end their careers with all their fingers? I just cannot believe that they did.
I saw it. There's lots of like
just moving parts everywhere, completely like open to fingers.
And,
I know someone
shoelaces.
Whose dad was a farm. We worked on farms, and he definitely only had like half a finger.
Right.
Because he put his finger in something, and like when it twisted round, it just cut his finger off.
Yeah. I think you have to. I think that's probably the half a finger goes, and then that's from that point on, you're far more concerned about losing fingers, right? Yeah. I think that's what happens. You lose half a finger, and then that's all you're going to lose. Unless you do a whole hand or something in one go. Anyway, let's.
You definitely don't want to do your other hand if you do that, do you? Yeah. Probably quite careful after that.
Yeah, I mean, I saw one. So I mean, I love going to these things. I just find this stuff interesting, but that's sort of engineering type sort of nerd in me. But they had one display, one thing. These guys wheeled in this huge trailer with a massive saw blade on it, right? And then they're driving that from a steam engine and just sawing logs. And I'm looking at this massive saw blade just rotating right in front of me. There's two people standing right next to it. I'm like, I turn to this guy and I go, that could be the most dangerous thing I'm going to see today. But lo and behold, round the corner is the threshing machine. I go, no, the threshing machine wins all day, every day. Apparently, this big spinning blade wasn't the most dangerous thing.
What's the threshing machine then?
So it removes the corn, all the crap from the corn or the wheat, right? You know, so.
So how does that work? Why is it more dangerous than a massive spinning blade?
Well, if you see the video that I put up, you see like
it's plugging his YouTube channel. All right.
I'll put one up of the spinning blade as well, but yeah. Anyway, so that was pretty neat to go to, albeit a bit nerdy. And then on the Monday we went. No, I don't take. It was too hot, to be honest. And then the other thing is, he's just an asshole, right? He's not a well-behaved dog. No, he doesn't do well in situations like that, especially because other people had dogs too, so that would not have been good.
Well, he'd just been fighting. He wouldn't have been humping, obviously.
Just be a ball ache.
Not for him.
And then on the Monday, my wife and I went down to Toronto. The air show was on. So we drove down and went to the lake shore, and then we got down there just at the start of the air show. We saw the Blue Angels, the Navy Blue Angels.
Is that the US Navy, or is that your?
That's Navy? The US Navy, yeah.
So they're like the Red Arrows, but not as good. Is that what you're saying?
They're like the Red Arrows, but with cooler planes. I think typically American. Yeah. Typically American.
What do they fly then? Like,
I think they're
Hornets, interceptor things, F-18s.
I think they were F-15s or F-16s.
F-15s are too big. They're not stunt planes.
Check Blue Angels. I can't remember. FA-18s. Super Hornets.
Told you.
Yeah, and of course, just awesome, right? You're just standing there, and you're like, oh, you hear this rumble, and then this fighter plane goes by you and just barrel, just the thump in your chest from the noise and everything. There's nothing like it. I mean, if you've never seen a fighter jet or heard a fighter jet up close, it's phenomenal, right? I'm
not sure I'm supposed to say that actually. I won't say.
What's that?
No, I just remember signing the official Secrets Act at one point, so I'm not sure I'm supposed to say that. So maybe I won't.
Yeah, live on a podcast. Yeah,
maybe not.
So that was pretty cool. And I think we saw a P-51 Mustang as well doing its display. And then after that, we went for a wander around in the city, which was nice. So it was a good weekend. Lots going on. And then I do have I've been watching Silo. Yes. So I can't remember. I don't think we mentioned that on the podcast, but my wife and I started.
We've mentioned it on the podcast. Me and Dave.
Oh, I don't think I mentioned it. I've been watching it. So we're about 4 or 5 episodes in. So just when my wife and I can catch up, we'll watch some more. So we're into that. That's cool. Are you
smashing through, like, when you watch one, you're like, well, I guess we'll watch the next one.
We always watch a couple,
Yeah, we watched the last 3 in one go.
Oh, okay.
In one sit. Yeah. It's like 45 minutes each.
Is it 8 episodes or 10?
9, I think it is, for some reason. I feel like it's 9.
Okay. Yeah. So hopefully we'll get some more of that in this weekend. I quite like it.
I like it.
I like it. I want to see what's going to happen. I like the premise of I think the premise is really interesting.
But, so what are you saying about halfway?
I like the fact that there's like quite big changes quite early on, and you don't kind of know where it's going.
It doesn't take too long to get going, is what is the key. Like some other shows on other streaming services.
10 episodes.
I felt like the first episode was a little bit on the slow side. I think they could have done more to explain this. I don't like when they do a first episode where you don't understand anything that's going on, and then you need them, and then it all becomes clear later. Like, just tell me what the fuck's going on. Right? Let's just get to it. But whatever. But you know what? They're telling the story. So
yes, they are.
And then, bizarrely, I've got really into One Piece. So I don't know.
Is that the live action?
Well, One Piece is
it's the pirates.
Probably
anime
the most
pirates, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably the most. I think it's really one of the most successful animes or mangas of all time.
Yeah.
And I'm aware of it. My kids have watched the cartoon a few times, and then I saw that it was on. So they've done a live action which is on Netflix.
Oh, right.
And I thought I'll give it a go. And I think they've done a bang up job of it, considering how outlandish the whole thing is. I mean, that's why I'm watching it. Really, I'm more curious to see how do they do this? How are they going to make it?
With real
Can they how are they going to get away with it? Did this need to be made?
You can't do those weird facial like poses in real life that they have in anime cartoons.
No. But they've done I think they've done a really good job. I don't know. I guess there's probably fans out there who think it's heresy or something like that. No doubt, whatever. But I actually think it's really good. I've got, and I think I've just but on the live action one, have I got 2nd or 3rd episode in? Anybody, if you're aware of, I think, is it Buggy the Clown, one of the pirates? He's one of the best. I think in every episode they're going to meet a new pirate, which is how.
Is it like an origin story?
I've read about it
over like 10 episodes.
It doesn't start. It doesn't cover anything that's covered in the manga. I think it's a little bit before it, on a different place. So it is. It's not basically just a remake of what the cartoon is. So yeah, a lot of people have been saying that's a good thing, because trying to remake or redo the first series of it in 10 or 12 episodes wouldn't be very good. But I've seen it. I want to pick that up as well. I've put it on my list.
Well, the Buggy the Clown, I thought the Buggy the Clown fight was brilliant. He's really good in it. It's definitely worth checking out. I think they've done a good job. And then I'm sort of sinking myself into the anime as well. Just bite-sized, like 15-20 minutes. I'll just watch another one.
2,000 of them.
Yeah. If you go and read the One Piece Wikipedia, like the amount that thing has sold and how popular it is phenomenal. Like,
I didn't heard of it until I saw the live action.
It's pretty well known, I think.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I remember it coming. Like, I think it came
several
over
video games, I think, as well.
Yeah. I think, and it came over to North America, I think, in around or let's call it the West, around about sort of like just after 2004, around about then, I think. And I do remember hearing about it a lot, but it never paid it too much attention. But there's a lot to it. So
Were you
I don't know.
into any of the old manga cartoons that used to
Not
show up on like
particularly.
BBC Two?
No, not particularly.
Dion Flux was the one I remember, and that was just like, I don't know.
That was a video game, wasn't it, as well?
No, I don't know. Well, maybe it was a movie. What's her name?
Oh, the movie.
Charlize
yeah,
Theron was the
right,
Flux, wasn't she?
right.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't remember much happening.
I got massively into.
There weren't no Ulysses, that's for sure. Ulysses.
I liked Ulysses. Yeah,
well,
I like that sort of stuff. Battle of the Planets, I loved. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
G-Force.
But, oh my God, Centurions. Remember them?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, so that's One Piece. So I'm really into that. That's pretty cool. For me, anyway. It's not really cool.
It's not that cool. Well, it's not cool for you to be into it. That's for sure.
No, it's not cool for me.
You've just made it the least cool thing on the planet.
Yeah, it is, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But really, that's all I've got there.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Did you want to have a pee break before we get into what we've been playing?
I thought I was going to be desperate by this point, but I'm okay.
All right. Well, let's push on. No, I'll be all right. Let's push on then to what we've been playing. We all have a certain game on our list, so I suppose we should finish on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dave, you've got. Let's jump across a couple here. Dave, do you want to start us off? You seem to have.
So yeah, I was playing quite a lot of Everspace 2. With the upcoming game that we've all been playing, I thought I'll play some space game more. That's more my space game. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I really hope that I do go back to Everspace 2.
I did start this, by the way. I did boot this up at least and start it, but I was like, nah, I ain't playing this right now.
Right. I think it's a very well put together game, even better than Starfield in some aspects, especially menu and traveling. Yeah, I'm still not down with.
It's a bit more simple, I would say.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope to go back to it. Not sure if I will.
Found a video that's just a menu.
Yeah. It's good for showing off the menus though, because you do see them a lot in Starfield. So, yeah, I want to go back to it. Whether I will or not, I don't know.
Were you playing? You said that you were playing this with mouse and keyboard, weren't you?
I was playing with mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, I tried it. I was like, it doesn't feel right to me. So these games, like even the other game, I'm playing with mouse and keyboard, but it doesn't feel right. Flying spaceships don't feel right with mouse and keyboard.
See, yeah, the only other game I played with Xbox controller was Elite, but I had to really train myself to get used to it. And even still, I would prefer to go back to mouse and keyboard on that. So yeah, it's just mouse and keyboard for space games.
If you're playing PvP Elite Dangerous, that mouse and keyboard is the way to play, because you can do crazy shit with mouse and keyboard that is just impossible on a stick or on a controller. But yeah, I liked the look of Everspace 2. It's very shiny. Lots of combat. Is it mostly combat?
No, yeah, it kind of. Yeah, it's more combat than not. So there's lots of story and exposition and storytelling, but it's a lot of using. Basically, you're not walking around on planets or anything. You're using your spaceship to go and find things and check wrecks out and do puzzles from your spaceship. It's not getting out your spaceship or anything like that. So it's all spaceship based.
It does look really nice.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
Can you change your spaceship?
Yes, you can. Yes, I haven't got to that point yet, but you can buy different spaceships, bigger ones, and for different roles. More combat focused, or one that has more shields, or better weapons, or more maneuverability, stuff like that.
Did you play the first one?
No, don't think so. No. So Yeah,
it does look fancy. The explosions look very explodey.
It's a well put together game, and yeah, it's just a bit of a shame that Starfield's going to overshadow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit different though, and it's a bit like I say, it's more just flying spaceship. If you like flying spaceships, maybe this is the one you should be playing.
It's arcadey in that respect. Yeah.
Did you play Star Wars Squadrons? Which was like the sort of modern X-wing, which was all spaceship combat. It was obviously Star Wars though.
No, I think I looked into it, but I don't think it wasn't on Game Pass. And
It's on EA Play, so I'm assuming that's
okay. It wasn't when I was looking at it, and then it has. Yeah,
I feel like I'm looking at my flight stick up there going, oh, yeah.
This would be a good game for
good.
Yeah, this would be a game for that. I'll talk about my next game. Me and my daughter have been playing Stardew Valley, and we've been doing the local LAN multiplayer co-op. So she's had the Steam Deck, and I've been playing on my computer.
Watering crops.
Sit in the same room.
She's been in her bedroom, and I've been down here, or she's been in the living room. Having two. Funnily enough, having two players, is you get a lot more done in the same amount of time. Probably twice the amount. You progress a lot quicker. And for me, it was the first time I played it. It was a long time ago. It was very slow. You could only do 1 or 2 activities in a day before your energy ran out and you had to go to sleep and stuff like that. Otherwise, you passed out and you lose all your progress for that day. You didn't quite lose all your progress, but it was. It's playing with my daughter, and it's been fun playing game with my daughter. I haven't really played many PC games with her co-op, and she definitely plays a lot different than I do. But it's it's been nice.
Is she more chaotic neutral or chaotic good or whatever?
Funnily enough, she wants to do a lot more the romancing, and like she's all about getting all the friendships up with all the villagers. So I'm sent off to catch a certain fish or find a certain flower or a jewel, and she's just going
Rufus,
around.
has she?
No, she wasn't. She wasn't there for Rufus. So that I think the first time I played, I didn't really realize or understand there was a mechanic to get more friendly with the people in town, or even romancing them.
What is the point of this game?
Chill. Just.
Isn't there like dungeons?
Yeah, there is an
stuff?
end game though, isn't there? There was an end game when we played.
There is, yeah. There is. There's you progress
things going on in that
and,
cave and shit, right?
Yeah. So
I played the fishing bit and that was shit. I remember that.
I haven't got that far. I don't know if we'll get that far with this. I think she just likes to chill out and just do a bit of romancing or just getting the friendships up and getting
She was into Animal
money.
Crossing. That's a big bit with that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the same. She does a lot of customization on the house, and she makes the house look nice and buys all the things to go outside. And I think she was saving up for a chicken coop last time I don't know. I literally, when I played it before,
you just hop in and she's ploughing through it.
So the local LAN, it's on the Switch and she mainly uses that. So she's playing on it, and then when I want to, I jump on and sort of go into a game, and things have changed and stuff. But now she's back at school. There's probably not going to be so much progress made. But in the summer holiday, she was pretty much on it every day for a couple of hours. Yeah, it's good. Do
you want to do another one, or do we want to move over to?
I'll do another one. Okay. I'll do my Broforce one.
Slightly different game.
It's not Broforce though, is it?
It's a Broforce Ultimate Forever.
Broforce Forever now, is it?
Mm-hmm. I think it's it's either re-release or something, but it's came up as new on Game Pass, and it's on cloud gaming.
Oh.
So
Only?
No, it's on everything.
No, yeah, it's on go everywhere. But I was playing this on my Steam Deck.
On cloud.
On cloud.
Do you not own Broforce?
No.
On Steam.
That's where I might have played it before. Because I was playing it. I was like, I'm sure I've played this before. I didn't know if
I've got it on Steam.
I didn't know if I. No, I don't own it on Steam. I'm sure I've played it before. I might have played the original version of it. I don't know.
This is just a free update though to the game, isn't it? Broforce Forever. I'm sure it's just the game now.
I don't know. I don't know if there was like any DLC.
I'm gonna just chuck in the proper title for it. I'm gonna put some capitals here on your other stuff. There we go.
It was a bit unnecessary.
Well, I got to copy it and paste it.
Well, I know you have, but you didn't have to tell everyone that, do you?
Well, I only say it every week.
Call me out on it.
Only because I call you out on it every week. I'm sure you're doing it on purpose.
I think the first couple of times were on accident, and now it's yeah.
It's just the
I
one
thought you were
going
to add something valuable to the conversation. How stupid was that?
It's Broforce. What else? Is it any good?
I loved it. Yeah, it's a great pick up and
play. Does it play okay on the cloud then? Like there's no, because it's quite
no lag, no nothing.
Sort of. I feel like timing is kind of crucial because you move super fast in this game, and it's quite easy to fuck up a platform jump and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or blow up a fucking explosive barrel and kill yourself.
Oh
It's happened to me multiple times.
Do that anyway. Yeah.
There must be a little bit of input lag on it.
Not that I could tell. No. Okay. I was. That's why I thought I'd talk about it, because I was actually really impressed with how it handled, how it performed. Because I originally picked it up going, it's probably going to be rubbish because it's quite a Twitch shooter. Well, not shooter, a platformer that requires sort of quite precise inputs and but yeah, no, it handled it brilliantly. So I was dead impressed. So yeah, there you go. That's it.
Who's your favourite bro?
Who's my favourite bro? I don't like Blade. Probably Terminator.
What's his name? Can't be Blade.
Blade. Well, it's not Blade. It's a knockoff.
Yes, what's his name? There's usually a bro in there somewhere.
Is there?
Yes.
I can't remember.
Like Rambro was one, obviously.
Brohard.
And Robocop or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I can't remember, but it's the character that's supposed to be Blade. No, the Terminator. I don't know what his name is.
The Brominator.
Brominator. He's the best one, definitely. Yeah. The Will Smith Men in Black one. Also
they've got loads of new ones in there. I don't remember Will Smith being in there.
I don't think it's actually Will Smith.
Well, obviously not.
Yeah, maybe that's what they added. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's worth picking up. It's so quick, so easy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I feel that's the problem with it in a way. Is like it's just feels a bit throwaway. It's like just fucking play this for 10 minutes and then don't ever get anywhere.
Just do a level and then put it down and then pick it up next time. Just do another level. It's so repeatable. It's like you die. It's less than a couple of seconds.
Is it a rogue? Is it rogue like?
No,
technically, or is it just?
No, there is a story but
are they procedural levels? Are they? I don't think the levels are the same every time you play, are they?
I think I had to repeat one or two, and it was the same level. Yeah.
Mac Rover.
There you go.
I just love the humour.
Okay.
I like the humour.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to something else.
What have we got then? Who's next?
Should I announce that I have finished Dredge?
Go on then. You might as well, as you just did.
I have finished Dredge. So
Well done.
I a bit between my teeth this week, and I was like, I got to finish it, and so I sat down and finished it off yesterday. In fact, Neil, you were talking to me just as I finished it up. Yeah, I wasn't as far from the ending as I thought. So heads down, you can get through. There's a little bit of grind in it, which is okay. I didn't mind the grind in it to get better boats. If you grind away and get a better boat and better things, then it makes your path to the end game a little bit easier and quicker, because obviously it takes time to get to places sometimes and whatnot. But it was a very satisfying. In fact, it was an extremely satisfying finish. I thought the ending was excellent, and then I went and read up about it, and it turned out I had only had one of the possible endings. So I went back in and found what I hadn't completed for one of the side quests, and I went and completed that, and then got the alternative ending, which was an equally excellent ending.
So is it just the two then?
I believe so. And then I went and looked on a walkthrough to see just how much stuff I'd missed. Because I definitely knew there were things that I hadn't finished.
Right.
Like there are things on islands which I hadn't quite figured out what they were to do, or people had given me tasks and I'd never completed them. So I went back in and I had to look at this walkthrough just to see the sort of stuff that I'd missed. And it was pretty neat. Like there was a treasure thing, which I had no idea existed. Like the only way you're going to find out it exists if you just hit a certain point of the map, right? And then it starts you on that quest. So I went off and did that, which was nice. And there's another quest involving a dog, which I went off. I don't think I finished that. I think the dog's still on my boat.
He's eating all your fish.
It could be, yeah. Well, that's how you get him. Give him a bit of fish. Spoilers. Yeah, it was great. I loved it. What a great little game. Highly recommend it. And then even if you feel compelled, I could go back. There's a whole encyclopedia of stuff I've yet to fill in. And I have a sneaking suspicion that you could go further afield than just what the map shows you and find some stuff. It was great. It didn't overstay its welcome at all. But there's some stuff to scratch away at if you wanted to do more. So it was really cool. So yeah, that's done.
Is it spooky?
Yes.
Overall.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I know when the mist rolls in and sometimes you get chased by a giant squid or something.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that and the ending all the way through to the end, it does a very, very excellent job of setting a tone and keeping with it and not deviating from that even to the end. I mean, it's almost like it's pretty interesting. The ending it made me realize that you can tell they had an idea for just, the story itself can be told in probably a couple of minutes, like if that, right? It's very basic, but it's pretty neat in like it drives the whole premise of the game. Mm-hmm. And you can see that they didn't, I don't think they made the game and then said, right, we need to build a story around this game type. I think they said, here's the premise of the story, and now we can do whatever we want to build a, it's good. It's good. It's well worth checking out.
I will eventually.
So I'm sure you will.
I bought it,
sure you
so
will.
I fucking will play it at some point.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, there you go.
Like all the other games, I've definitely bought and I've definitely played all of them.
Well, it's interesting because I heard this week that there's the writer's strike is extending to video games, right?
Oh. Okay, time to catch up.
So you're right. So, and I saw on one post, this guy went, "My pile of shame will be pleased," right? So,
yeah, indeed.
So that could be good for our pile of shames. I played more Hunt. I've got it on the list. The only reason I have Hunt on the list this week, there's always something to talk about, is because I had a solo game this week where I probably had the best fight I've ever had in Hunt as a solo. And it was all basically, I went up to this compound. I knew there was somebody coming into the compound, so I stood up on this hay bales and I shot at them. And then he had a partner I didn't realize, and his partner came around. And I was like, "Oh!" And I didn't kill the first guy, right? So now there's 2 guys against me, so that's not good. So I sort of hid and let them get about their business, and then they pissed off somewhere. They didn't find me, and then I saw that there was a banishing of the crocodile on the south part of the map, and I was like, you know what? I've got nothing from this game. I'm going to go down and see if there's something there. Maybe I can steal it from this guy, get something out of this game. And it turned out that there was the same 2 guys. They'd gone and killed the crocodile. And I just fought them basically from the banish site, which was Slaughterhouse for anyone that's interested. I fought them from Slaughterhouse all the way to Catfish Grove, where the exit was, and killed them. Right, the joys of Chat Poisson. And I killed them all, and finally killed them by the time just before the extract. Time was running out. I played it well. I had downed one of them, and this guy had to either run for the exit or save his buddy. And I was just holding the angle brilliantly, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
And he threw some choke bombs to obscure my line of vision, and then made the break for it, and I nailed him. Just nailed him. And then Yoicks took that bounty and left the 2 of them dead there on the side of the road.
I hope you did some teabagging.
I think out of respect for the great fight, I honestly, at the end of that,
if you don't teabag, it's showing a lack of respect, if anything.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe you're right. But I nearly, I did. I looked on Steam, and there's no way to message. Well, I think you can message. Obviously, you can message people on Steam.
Is that why you had a new friend? You had a new friend on Steam, I noticed during the week. I was like, is this someone from Hunt?
No, that's Salty. Well, that guy is from Hunt. Yeah, Salty Swine. He is from Hunt. Yeah, he's a streamer.
I always hear like the stream guys are always like get friend requested after they've killed them, and then that's how they chat and say GGs and stuff.
Well, I got friends with that guy because he turned up, and I was starting to fight him and shoot him, and he goes, "You a solo?" And I went, "Yeah, yeah." And he goes, "Look, let's not fight. I'm solo. Let's not fight. You want to just don't fight?" And then we didn't, and we both went to fight.
Teamers.
We teamed up, yeah, and
solo teamers. Ooh, that's a bit dodgy.
It's not frowned upon at all. And we went and took the bounty off these guys and went our separate ways. And then I was playing another game about a week or 2 later, and then I was just approaching this compound, and then the thing came up, went Salty Swine picked up a bounty. I was like, my buddy Salty. So I ran up and I went, Salty, it's me. And he goes, oh man, come on in, come and grab the other bounty. So so we became
and that's buddies. How the relationship started.
Buddies. Yeah. So Hunt continues to deliver, and then that's all I have except for my 3rd game, which we'll come back to.
Yes.
So who's got stuff left?
I haven't talked about anything yet.
Yeah, go on then, Neil.
So honestly, haven't played a lot of these other 2 games, especially one of them. I started playing Death Stranding.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I do that?
Yes.
Why did I do that? Because there was 50 points available on PlayStation, whatever its fucking rewards program.
Oh, you're such a slag, aren't you?
But I did play it. I went, looks nice, doesn't it? This game, super lovely looking. It's like
it looks the business.
It looks. Oh, I mean, I'm on PS5 playing this, and it looks pretty fucking sexy.
Yep.
So is it Iceland?
Very stylish.
Is it Iceland? I think that they've modelled large parts of this game on, or something like that.
It could be, yeah.
It's very rocky and green, and mountainy,
watery.
Yes, and it rains. But the rain's bad. The rain makes you age. Apparently, timefall they call it, I believe. So I've probably learned more in this game in like the 2 or 3 hours that I played it than I did in Starfield in like however 10 hours that I've played. But yeah, I don't know. Will I carry on? I don't know. Honestly, don't know.
I didn't. I can tell you that. I played it probably the same as you. Went, wow, this looks amazing. Like the production value is phenomenal.
I literally got to the bit where it came up Death Stranding as a title screen, and it took me like 2.5 hours to get that far or whatever.
Yeah.
So I've seen the gist
I didn't
of
get
it,
on with it.
but
it's typical Kojima
bollocks.
batshit insaneness.
Yeah, with like more and more famous people in it now. Obviously, it's like he wants to make a fucking. It's like just go and make a fucking film,
Just
mate.
make a movie.
Just go and make a fucking film. Don't make these 45-hour video games or out of a 2-hour movie. So, I don't know. It's incredibly high production value, etc., etc. Looks fucking bonkers good. Apart from maybe the main character running or walking, looks a bit weird. Like it's definitely like a sequence of animation that he runs through, and it looks, considering the rest of the world looks so fucking real, it's like that's obviously a fucking computer generated guy, whereas everything else looks pretty fucking amazing. So yeah, I don't know, it's just bonkers. I kind of know what's going on without knowing anything about what's going on. So I play Sound Portal Bridges, and I'm supposed to carry boxes from one place to another, apparently. And I fucking lost my bike in the cutscene at the beginning of the game, which is a right faff.
Yeah.
And then there's weird shit going on. Like I say, the rain kills, makes you age, and there's BTs, and I've got dooms, and other things. Yeah.
I liked all the stuff like the baby in the bottle and all that, all of that I think is so cool to look at and to see. And I think Kojima's, he is a genius to me. Like that stuff is super fucking interesting, looks amazing, is so creative. But the game just did nothing for me. Like I just felt
is where it falls apart.
There was just nothing compelling me to play it, and I just
don't you like carrying boxes from one place to another in mountains where you might need to balance yourself as you walk down a mountain?
No.
Would you rather be shooting stuff with
I'd
guns
rather
and things?
have something to shoot. I mean,
do you get to shoot anything? I don't know.
Imagine Metal Gear. You just remove all the weaponry from Metal Gear. There's Death Stranding. I don't know, and put some more rain in. I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's other games out. There's better games that I could play, like games that are actual gameplay that I could play instead of this.
Yeah,
it is intriguing for some reason.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm 100% on the same page as you.
So I maybe I should just watch a walkthrough of it instead of playing it with all of this bollocks cut out. So,
I think it's something that everyone should have a look at because it is that production is just amazing.
Yeah,
I think it's it is
especially if you've got some decent kit to play it on, like a good spec PC or whatever. Obviously, it's on PC or I don't know how it works. I think it's on Xbox Series and stuff. But yeah, on my PS5, it looks bonkers good. I was like, wow, and I was playing it with the full fucking surround sound and everything, and it's like a movie. Like everything's like a fucking movie. Like the sound is amazing. The music and the way it all blends into the fucking game, it is all amazing. But the actual game, I'm not sure whether it's worth playing.
Yeah.
So
fair enough.
It's an experience for 2 hours of not actually playing much game. Usual Kojima stuff. So then I played. I guess it's technically a sequel to a game I've played before. I remember I played, and I have definitely talked about a game called Circuit Superstars.
Yeah.
Many months ago. I don't know how long ago. It's been out a while, and it's very good. And it's like a top-down racing game. And they're, I guess, releasing a sequel, which has a demo out, and it's called Karting Superstars. And this is more of a third person, I guess, behind the kart view. I think the track that I've played in the demo, I'm sure, is in the actual karting Circuit Superstars game, but you're getting a totally different perspective of the game now. I've just done some time trials. I'm watching a race on the video. I don't know if you can play races, to be honest, because it's only a demo, and it's quite limited in what you can play. There's one track with 4 variants, but it's actually feels really good. Like the Circuit Superstars felt really good to play, and this is. I mean, the thing with karts is you don't do much braking in karts. It's a lot about drifting and stuff like that. Apparently, I've not actually done karting, but this is pretty cool. And I think the game, when it comes out, will probably be quite cool. But I think it's going to be quite cheap as well. But I only played for half an hour, and I was in the top 100 on the time trials. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty good. I was like going round and round and round and round and round, and I was just gradually chipping a few fractions of a second off each time I went round. And I was like, I finished that. I played for like 20 minutes on one track. I looked at my thing. It was like 150 on one track. I was like, okay, that's not bad. Don't know how many people are playing it. Probably 160. But then I went on to another track and I was in the top 100 of that one. I was like, yeah, it's good.
Nice.
So you should...
Was your wife impressed?
No, I haven't told her. Well, I haven't told her, so she might be. I just haven't told her.
You never know. Could get lucky.
I suspect not. She's quite busy at the moment. Dave, you've got a couple more games that we haven't talked about before we get on to the big one.
Zombie Army 4. I picked this up. I was like, I've heard of this game before. It's a bit
Have
like.
we not played this together?
Sniper Elite.
Yeah.
I know. Why I picked it up and it hadn't shown me that I'd played it before. I don't know. I think I must have played it on Xbox, but I don't know why.
Oh, have you got this on Epic or something then, as well? Maybe we played it on Epic and we've got it on. It's been free on everything at some point.
Yeah.
Has it?
I think so.
I don't think it has.
It's on Game Pass, isn't it?
I know we were playing it with Pilch, weren't we?
No, that was Black for Blood, wasn't it?
That was Back for Blood.
No, and Zombie Army.
Did we play this with Pilch as well?
Yes.
I think we did.
We did.
So it must have been on Game Pass then.
It must have been on Game Pass, but I booted it up and it didn't sort of. I haven't had any achievements. There was no save game. Like no, I don't know. So I started playing it. I was like, definitely played this game before. But I played this online as well, on the Steam Deck, and it was really good.
So cloud streaming working right nicely on this.
Cloud streaming is actually amazing, and it saves so much time and effort not having to download the game. And battery. Yeah.
I'm playing. I've got an Xbox. My Xbox One is in the garage, and most things run jank as fuck on that thing. But cloud streaming, works very well, and it's very good when you just don't know what you want to play. So I'll just try that.
Yeah. So
you hardwired in then, are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, my Steam Deck, even playing Stardew Valley that's installed on the actual machine, we get about 5-6 hours of that, just pure game time. When playing the Xbox app, the streaming, get about 7 or 8 hours, even with games like this. Because obviously
it doesn't matter on the game, does it? This doesn't matter how complicated the game is on cloud streaming.
It doesn't have to do any thinking, does it? It just has to regurgitate out what it's being sent.
Yeah, and it's really good. I'm definitely recommending if you're on the fence.
I mean, ultimately, when you think about it, I mean, the cloud streaming, the problems that I've encountered maybe with lag on the cloud streaming would be severely negated if servers were close, right? I mean, if there was Toronto servers which are just down the road, I mean, ultimately my input lag is going to be very minimal on that sort of tiny ping.
Yeah. So I suppose it is. Yeah, it's very dependent on where you are and where the services are, but I'd definitely just give it a couple of go. Try a few different games and see how you get on.
So how easy is it to set up that on the Steam Deck?
It's literally like one line of code.
So you do have to do. It's not as much. They can't just open something in Steam.
No, you go into your Steam Deck. You go into the desktop mode. You add a non-Steam game to Steam, and then you copy and paste, or just write out one line of code that says, when you use this app, navigates to xboxlive.com/window size that matches the window of this. And then just every time you run it, just runs at the right resolution.
You have to do that every time you want to play a different game, or is it just
no? It's just the once to get the app on, and then when you go to the app, it automatically goes to the gaming online gaming page. Yeah, it's like 5-10 minutes to set up. And yeah, it's well, they don't make it. Well, they probably can't make an official one, can they?
They could put Microsoft Edge in Steam, I guess, would be make it easier.
Yeah. But it's
so
literally there's yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed it actually. I'm starting again, playing the first levels, what we're seeing on the video here. After I'd played like the first 2 levels, like I've definitely played this. But yeah, I started to remember, and I picked it up, and yeah, just sort of smashing through the levels. If anybody hasn't played it, definitely pick it up. It's a great sort of third-person shooter, and it does all the slow cam, slow shot, nut shots, and all that you come to expect from the Sniper Elite series as well. So that's quite fun.
Shoot zombie in the nuts.
Yeah. Why that kills a zombie, I don't know, but yeah, the zombies don't like it.
I guess if it's a man zombie, that's where the brains are, isn't
it? But yeah, no, it's good. Check it out.
All right.
Lastly,
or pick it up.
Lastly, I played Humankind, another Game Pass game.
Oh, is it? Ooh, I didn't know that was on Game Pass.
On PC. Basically Civilization. But
Dave
slightly different. I don't know if I've fallen out of love for these games, or it just wasn't as good as I remember, or Civ is better.
Maybe it's
I played like 100 turns. I was doing alright. I don't know. I didn't care in the end. I think that's what it was. I was like, I can't be asked. So there is some interesting mechanics on how you progress your civilization, your humans, and you follow like civilization traits. Like you can follow being having the same civics as like the Romans, or Mesopotamia. I don't know. Like all the different types of sort of civics around that era. You can choose whether you're more religious, or you're more militaristic, or more cultural.
What about Tongu?
So
you can probably make a mod if you want. You can make a mod for Tongu race.
So it is interesting if you
the
like
African country Tongu.
But yeah, it's for me. I started playing it, and I was like, oh, I know I used to like these games, but yeah, I just.
But you've been playing Crusader Kings. Is that not a similar kind of vibe?
No, not at all.
No?
Not at all. No. This is, if you ever played a Civilization game from 3 up, you'll instantly recognise it's a I think
hex grids.
Yeah, well, that's it. This is like Civ 4 and up, maybe. Hex grids, and you've got units, military strength, and you've got
build your
scout.
city, blah blah blah.
You've got auto. Why is she ringing? Daughter's ringing.
Steam Deck's broken.
Yeah. I'll message her back. But yeah, it's okay. Again, it's on Game Pass, so if you've got Game Pass, just check it out.
Right. Okay. Well, since Dave's getting rung and I need a wee, should we take a moment?
Okay, we'll take a short break before we come back to the.
Yeah. I'm going to sort her out. There's probably a spider or something over him.
Right.
Okay, welcome back. Thank you for your patience. Let's move on then to the main event. So there was a release of a minor game this week. Does anybody want to talk about it?
Nah.
Starfield dropped on Wednesday, I think it was.
The 7th. It was yesterday. No, the 6th.
Yesterday. 6th, Wednesday. Some people had it early.
Yeah.
It's on Game Pass, so we're all playing it. Yeah. I played it. I fired it up yesterday after we talked. I only played it for 2 hours. I said I'd probably try to get in a couple of hours.
You barely do anything in 2 hours, do you really?
So I barely scratched the surface, but I tell you what, straight from the off, I was in. I don't know what.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Now
you
there
liked
could be a
Fallout 4, didn't you? You really liked.
Yeah,
Fallout.
but
I've not played that. So
I put it on, but I also played with headphones on. Like I had some really nice really nice cans, so the sound was proper. And it was just I was all in for the couple of hours that I was playing. I thought it was brilliant, and I really just felt the opening was good. The characters looked good.
It's definitely a step up visually, I would say, for sure. From
and so it should be. So it should be.
And
but
you're
as
playing
well,
on the Series S, is that correct?
I'm playing on the Series S. I had no complaints whatsoever. At no point did I think I was playing on something that was jank. It just seems to run fine to me.
I've heard it runs completely acceptably on the Series S. There is no shit.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's early days, but I did go to space and I did talk to characters and whatnot. So yeah, and at the same time, is it all looking nice and being like cool and all that sort of stuff? It also had a tremendous familiarity.
When you talk
Fallout,
to someone.
Yeah, to that where they suddenly sort of pan into your face and start talking to you, which was great. It was just nice to be in that sort of world again, and it was interesting. I'm interested. Where's this going? And then you sort of feel like you're on rails, and then suddenly you also feel like, well, I could just go over there, and I know there's something weird I'm going to find around the corner, right? If I just go looking for it.
I don't know how far you get in the 2 hours. I was like, I remember the last thing I think I may have said to you was, I'm not really sure if I like Starfield. And that was it was getting long for you, so it was like probably about 7:30 your time. So,
right.
It was getting around midnight, I'd say, over here, probably. And then I continued to play until 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, boy.
I mean, it is easier for me. I do work nights, 3 nights a week, and I don't sleep properly at all. And I was just like, I don't know, I just carried on playing, and I just carried on playing, and I just carried on playing, and I was like, do I like this? I'm still not sure I like this. And it was fucking 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I guess I must like it a bit, because I've played it for like 7 hours straight.
Playing for 5 hours in the middle of the night. You just got to be doing something right.
Yeah, so none of the others I've started Skyrim, I don't know how many times. I've not played Fallout 4. I do want to play Fallout 4. Fallout has always really felt like I should like this game, but I never really got past Megaton in 3. Barely scratched New Vegas. Never started 4. Played a bit of 76, which is obviously a bit of a weird one in terms of Fallout games. But this is my jam. Like, sci-fi is my jam. I like sci-fi. I like space, and I like space games and stuff. So if there's going to be one, it feels like this should be the one. And I don't know, I feel like I'm still very torn. Like, despite my massive marathon session of playing, I'm like, the story is interesting. The overarching story is interesting. The mini stories, I'm not so sure. Like I've spent a lot of time doing little side quests. And I was like, because that's what I do. I just get sucked into that. It's like, well, before I leave this place, I better go and see Fred over here, or whatever his name is, because someone mentioned Fred as I walked past them. So now that's a quest I've got on my list of things to do.
The word Fred was highlighted somewhere, right?
So I did spend what area is it you go to? New Atlantis. Is it? Yeah. So you start off as you're a miner, basically, aren't you? Doing some mining, and you find a thing, and some shit happens when you find to touch this bit of metal, and then that's where your story takes off. You're a special person, obviously, because now you've touched this artifact or part of an artifact. So now this other organization, the Constellation, is interested in you. So this guy turns up and you replace him on his spaceship. He gives you his spaceship and you fuck off with his robot and go to meet these other group of people, and then do anything but what those people want you to do for about 2 hours because you're doing all the side quests. And pick up fucking potatoes and tomatoes and oranges and fucking... I avoided picking up anything that wasn't a food group or a resource. Like the hammers, I was like, I ain't picking up no fucking hammers, mate. I see that hammer, I ain't picking him up. That chisel, I ain't going to need that. Am I? I'm not going to need that hammer or that chisel or that fucking... I can't even remember. There's so much bollocks. You could just pick... no, books you can read.
Yeah.
I read the first page of Pickwick Papers.
Right.
So it's got all of that stuff, the Bethesda stuff in it.
I like that. I felt that I like the way they sprinkle that stuff all over the place. And I was the same. I was just like, I am not getting sucked into picking up everything. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, and before I knew it, I couldn't run without fucking running out of oxygen because I'd fucking picked up too much shit.
Exactly. I don't think I need to pick up that plastic pot, whatever it is.
Yeah, that foam cup.
Yeah. Even though it only weighs 0.1, it all adds up. So I stuck with medkits and...
Medkits don't weigh anything, I don't think. That is the good thing. Ammo don't weigh anything. So you can pick up shit loads of ammo.
Ammo's a must. Medkits I picked up. I think there were some like elements I picked up, like some lead or something like that.
Yeah.
So that sort of stuff that sounds like, that might be important for crafting. And then make sure you loot all the bodies. That's what I...
Oh, yes. Don't pick up too many guns, though, because they weigh quite a lot.
Exactly, yeah. I was like, why am I so... I've
got 16 Grendels because I've killed all these spacers.
Yeah, or axes, battle axes and stuff. And it's like, I don't think I'm not sure how many hours I've played. I've probably played about 6 hours. I've just found places where to sell stuff, but they only have a limited amount of money that I can buy a few.
Yeah, it does tell you that. Tells you how much money the vendor's got.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, I don't.
Can you put your mic closer, Dave?
Okay. And then I also found out, literally waiting for Fraser to come on, that you can find outposts, people buying stuff from random outposts, and you can sell stuff directly from your ship to them as well. Which was handy because I was carrying all my stuff around to try and sell.
Yeah, you can craft stuff if it's on your ship cargo, I believe, as well.
Right. Yeah.
So you don't have to carry it all around with you, because you have to find a workbench or whatever to make things. I can't remember. There's several types of workbench. There's like a research bench. There's an actual workbench, a weapons mod bench or whatever. There's loads. They're not like you don't have access to all of them all the time. So it's like when you find one, you're like, well, I guess I'm gonna fucking put that weapon mod that I made on my gun now because I can actually do it here. But I assume you can expand your ship and put those things on your ship, or build an outpost on a random rock in the middle of space.
How did you guys get on with the trait selection at the start? I thought that was pretty odd.
Traits.
Where it says there's like a list of about 20 of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, traits.
And they're pretty specific.
Yeah,
you have to really read them and look at them hard and I felt like I did.
I went through them all and I was like, well, because if you pick some, you're excluded from others. And I'm like, well.
Yeah. But none of them. But you almost have no way to know what they mean, right? Because they're
no. Well, I knew I've listened to a few podcasts of people talking, so I knew. What's the one with the adoring fan? I picked that one anyway.
I picked that one as well.
So I was like, I've heard about the adoring fan guy. So I was like, apparently he gives you stuff. I was like, so I'm going to take that guy. So I took him, and I was like, I went through all of the the faction ones that, like, if you take one, like the Universal Colonies or whatever is it, or something,
Yeah,
United Colonies, then
yeah.
you're excluded from like the Federal fucking whatever else. So I was like, so I'm not picking them because I might want to do that later on in the game. So I try to avoid excluding myself from things like that. So I think I ended up with the Adoring Fan. I fucking can't remember now what I did.
See, I know the second one. Sorry, go on, Dave.
I was going to say my second one was the your parents are still alive.
Oh no, I didn't do that one.
And you pay 2% to them, I think, or something like that.
I saw that. It's intriguing, but I didn't quite understand what the value. What's the value in that?
I think
you can go and see them.
Yeah, you have a place to stay, and you can basically you've not got a base, but you've got resources there.
Yeah, I guess something like that, right?
So yeah,
I know the second one I picked was the people just randomly turn up to try and kill you.
Oh, was that the? Yeah.
I was like, go on then.
I did that one. I don't know if I did that.
Anything that's going to make me have to fight more.
You start with a bounty on your head, yeah.
Yeah. Come on, bring it. Come on. So
I can't remember what I
for
did.
that one.
But
anyway, it was pretty interesting just to see.
I'll tell you what the other one I had was you get a bonus oxygen and CO2 when you have somebody with you.
Being adventuring with someone else.
Yeah. There's two. There's one that if you're on your
one
own,
that's like you're on your own, you're stronger, and when you're with someone else, you're strong. I think I might have picked the solo one.
Yeah, probably.
There's one where there's one where you're stronger in space than you are on the Earth. I was like on the surface of a planet. I was like, well, I'm going to spend a lot of time walking on the planet. I think I'm probably going to pick that one over the other one. Might have picked that one.
I don't think I picked the one where you're on your own or not on your own, and the reason is, again, that seemed like too much of a commitment for a trait. Like, how do I know straight away I'm not going to find a dog, right? Then, you know, like in Fallout 4, you get a dog that a companion. So you know that could be a wasted opportunity there if you pick the solo one. So I didn't go with that one. I can't remember what my third one was. But yeah, that was pretty interesting.
I feel like it's just one of those games that I'm going to just muddle through forever. I'll probably finish it, and I just like I don't know what I did the entire journey to the end, but by the end I'll finish it. But I'm like, tell me what I did the entire way through. I don't know because I'll be doing so much random shit. I was running around a base flicking switches earlier.
Right.
Earlier. So technically, yesterday, technically, whatever, I don't know. Running around this things like I've picked up some mission. It's like, oh, we found this power drain coming from such and such. So if you go and flick this switch here, it's like, okay. And then you go flick that switch, like, okay. So that seems like it's done something, but you need to go and flick this other switch. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. Just running around this place. Like, and then we got to the last one. I was like, well, how the fuck do I get up there? So I had to like find this like labyrinth way of getting up, like find a way to jump and like, because you can mantle up on top of things, like you do a jump next to something and it will like climb on top and stuff. So it's quite good. Like I feel free to do what as I choose largely. Like there's a lot of like ways to get around. I've unlocked the boost pack because I had a boost pack and I was like, how do we use this boost pack? And I didn't realize it was actually one of my tech skills that I had to unlock with fucking skill point. Yeah, but then I've got like I can jump and then like boost up after.
Yes, yeah, that's great for being on the planet. But I had that as well. I had a backpack that had a booster, and I was like, it's not boosting. And then so I looked in my skills. I didn't even realize I had to set like skills. I had like 4 skills.
There's fucking hundreds and hundreds of stuff in the skill tree.
Yeah.
Well, not 100. That's a bit of an exaggeration. There's 5 like subheadings. Like, what is it? Like tech.
Social,
I don't know, like physical,
body,
social.
Yeah.
And then like each of those has got about 20 things in it. But like, and they're all in like tiers. So the first, you have to get to the second tier of like skills. You have to unlock maybe 2 or 3 of the first tier, and then unlock. Hundreds of hours. It looks like all I can see is hundreds of hours of stuff to do.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the way it does it though. It you unlock them and then you have to perform
missions.
To do it. So I picked up the ecological one where you get more resources from picking up stuff from the planets like iron and the gases and all that. And then I was like, well, and then I saw the bar progress because you have to do the action so many times.
Yeah, to unlock the next rank.
Before before it takes effect, I think, or before it.
Well, each skill has like 4 ranks as well. So
right.
like,
so you're leveling up that rank.
Yeah. So skill, each like whatever I've got like the boost pack. So obviously, the more you level it up, the bigger boost you get, or the more times you can use it, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's like, I'll tell you what, the best thing so far for me is the fucking lock picking. I fucking love the lock pick mechanic.
Yeah. That was a big thing for me yesterday, where I found a safe and a digipick.
Yeah.
And I went into it, and I did it wrong. I couldn't figure it out, and I screwed it up. And so I lost the digipick, and I was like, damn, that's not good. So then I was ferociously looking for digipicks after that. And
There's fucking tons of them. There's tons of them.
Yeah, once you start looking, I mean, that's the thing. You have to spend a bit of time looking around.
Yeah.
Because there was one point, like I found enough digipicks, and then I did the lock, and I figured out the lock picking. So I like that, and I like lock picking, and I like.
What's the highest level one you've done? I can't do like the master ones. It won't let me do them.
I'm not in that far in yet. I've only done novice ones, right? So
I'm doing the expert ones, and I'm like, they all fucking start to twist your noodle. They like, I think really fucking think about this. There's 3 rings, and like about 9 or 10 of the fucking little patterns. I'm like, okay.
Okay, right, yeah. I look forward to that. But yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good. I enjoyed the lock picking bit. That was what I was going to say. You need to look around, because I think that I came across. It was a vending machine. I'm still very, very. I really haven't done much at all, but there was a vending machine. I was like, let me hit the vending machine. It was like beep beep, making this noise. Where's my cola? For goodness sake, whatever it's supposed to be spitting out at me. And it said, you don't have enough credits, and it was only like 45 or something. And I'm like, I guess I haven't got, I guess it'd take me a bit of time to get some money or whatever. But lo and behold, I just found this like one guy on the floor, and he had like nearly I think 750 credits in his pocket.
People are quite slack leaving their credits in like little boxes around. The amount of times I've walked up to a box and goes like, there's 700 credits in this box. I'm like, fucking nice, mate. It's not even locked. Cheers.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got like 60,000 credits or something stupid now.
Okay,
so there is picking up stuff and earning like every time you do a mission. Like, I don't know. Like, persuasion's definitely a good skill, I feel like. That's definitely one to go in. That comes up quite a bit. I went cybernetics, actually. I remember that now. That comes up quite a bit. That helps with not picking locks, but like anything computerized wise. It's like, I use my cybernetics skill, and I'm like, I did like it unlocked a dialogue option multiple times already. I was like, this is cool. So yeah, I feel like I'm in. I'm going to be playing quite a lot of this for a while. It feels like at the minute.
Yeah. See, we were talking to Mark the other day or yesterday, whenever it was. He finally surfaced because he had it on early access, right? And I think he said he's on his third or maybe even 5th? Character. Character run. So
he's not finished it. He's not finished it, but he's just keep starting again. With new pack people.
Yeah, so there's so many possibilities
and we're just seeing some space combat, and space combat's pretty good.
You know what, the space combat, I was like, okay, it's in space again, all right, and then I fired the guns and went, ooh, sound nice and meaty.
Yeah.
And then I realized
obviously loads of upgrades for that
everything you have. You can fire everything you have at once, right? So you can have the lasers, the cannons, the missiles.
It does have that. There's like an elite dangerous similar. Like you've got control over how you've got like a reactor with let's generate say like 10 units of energy, and you have to distribute those 10 units of energy across your engines, your shields, and fucking lasers and whatever. There's also a very similar thing. Like it feels like some of this is definitely like. I could be playing Elite Dangerous when I'm in space.
Yeah. Although that's not unusual. I mean, that's typical of something like Faster Than Light or all those sorts of stuff. Right, but it feels like you sort of get in there and you're like, oh my God, there's tons of stuff here. But really, it's not that complicated. Like it didn't feel, once they laid it out for me, it was like, it doesn't seem too bad. That seems pretty. No, there's a lot on the screen when you're in space, it feels like. But actually, when you break it down, there's not that much on the screen. It's pretty basic stuff.
And obviously, I'm playing mouse and keyboard. You're obviously playing with controller on a series.
Yeah, I was laying back on the sofa. It's all right. In fact, it did a very I've had a real problem since 2017 when I started playing PUBG on mouse and keyboards that I can't play shooters, or generally have struggled to play any game with a controller where I'm having to move around or whatever. And then it felt good playing this. This makes me want, I started playing it and I was janky, looking all over the place, no accuracy whatsoever. And then I realized, a couple of hours later, it was starting to come back, just second
I do
nature.
that with mouse and keyboard.
So I like that. But I would have liked, I think I'd prefer it on mouse and keyboard a little bit, but what trumps that more than anything is the fact that I'm going to be sitting, lying down.
You can cross progression this. So you can play on the PC and the Xbox and just jump between the two.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I like playing it on the sofa. That was nice. And like I say, the sound was just amazing on the headphones. There was one point where it took me inside the spaceship, and they just had this low rumble of the ship in the background, and that is so missable if you have shit audio, right? But it was just this bassy rumble in the back of oh yeah, we're on a spaceship. It just sounded
like little creaks and groans and stuff like that when you're in the spaceships and stuff like that. It's very cool. I was on it walking along. I think I might have been a moon. It was like some rocky planet or whatever. It was pretty geographically quite boring. It was a dead planet effectively. It was like extremely cold on the atmosphere, but it would be making some fucked up weird noises. It's just the sound is great. And it's feels like a sci-fi movie sound effects and stuff like that. Like we was talking about Death Stranding, the production quality is amazing.
It's production value at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah. This is all
the voice acting sounded
there's
great.
jank.
Right?
There is jank, Bethesda jank, but the sound, the visuals are next level compared to any other game I've played of theirs.
Yeah, I think the Bethesda jank, though. I mean, I've always felt like games of this scope.
So there's going to be some jank.
What? How harsh do we have to be here?
You've got so many different, there's varying gravity levels depending on where you are and things so sometimes you'll jump and you'll be jumping fucking miles, and then you go to somewhere else and you're in a space station or whatever, you're it's like normal gravity or whatever. But I shot some guy. We were on this planet. I can't remember. It's part of the main story. You go to this planet, it's part of the main story, but then there's loads of fucking other side shit you can do. So I was wandering around fucking zapping aluminium clusters or whatever, and then it was I know there was a point where the main mission was there was this crashed ship and there was the baddies were there. So I was using one of the laser rifles, Equinox, which is pretty badass with a little scope on it, and I shot this guy, and if you crit hit them when they die, it sets off an explosion in their backpack.
Yes.
And this guy, you could see it going fizzing away, as he was off in the distance, and it fucking exploded, and he just went fucking flying miles, and I was just cracking up, that's brilliant. It's just great physics in action. Just see this guy just fly fucking 100 meters through the air, and fucking land somewhere else, and then go and find his body and take his whatever 7.7 millimeter ammo that he had on him, and a few credits.
20 credits.
What's quite interesting about the gravity levels on the planets is that the time is directly proportional to the gravity. So the time is when you're on a lower gravity body goes slower, and so when you're on these lower gravity planets, if you sleep, your relative sleep time against the time that other people, your other NPCs on the planets is less, or that you sleep for 8 hours, they might perceive 6 hours. If you look at the gravity levels and the times and everything, it will show you the different time scales and things like that. It's really interesting. I was looking at it, I was like, they've actually thought about that.
There was one point I stopped last night and looked at that because a table dropped down or whatever when you're looking at the planets, and I was like, there's a lot of facts here, right? Going through, and it was okay, different types of atmosphere, different types of fauna, flora, whatever. What have you discovered? And Yeah, it's pretty neat. Loads of stuff to dive into.
Haven't actually found out what that is for. I don't know if it will actually have any impact on anything going forward. I don't know if there's any time sensitive missions or things like that. But it was just I just thought it was really interesting that it's gone to that depth. Has anybody found any really sort of weird planets or weird
I've not explored
animals
enough, I
or
don't
anything?
think. I've just been mainlining the sort of main quest and like diverting on those areas largely.
I got to my first planet last night, and that's when I stopped. So I've got to. That's what my next thing is when I fire it up, is to explore the first planet.
There's one, like, I picked up a mission because I found something in a box or something. I can't remember, or in a log or whatever, and it was like, or whatever. Some spacer mentioned this thing. It's like, I guess it tracks anything. Like you walk past, if someone's having a conversation, it might just like go pop something into your log. There's like so and so's mentioned something literally as you're just walking past them. You don't even have to converse with them, and it was just like, maybe it would just add like this point of interest kind of thing into your mission log.
Oh, that's good.
And so there's one that I was like, I really want to do that, and I looked, and it was like, you haven't got the technology to go here because it's like about fucking 60 light years away, and you can only jump so far. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'm going to wait to do that one. But I'm like, I really want to do that one. It sounds really cool. So yeah, it feels like I said, just hundreds and hundreds of hours potentially in one playthrough to do everything.
Yep.
Well, even in one playthrough, you won't do everything because it's just fucking crazy amounts of stuff to do.
No, and I suspect there's like you lock yourselves out, or you lock yourself out of certain bits if you're following the story in one direction or another. So, yeah.
So there is no VATS or VATS equivalent. There's no like slow down time. Like it's pure. Well, maybe there will be a trait or whatever that gives you that sort of slow down time, bullet time kind of thing. But there's no VATS as standard or anything like that I've seen. It's like the shooting is shooting like a first person shooter, but it does feel a bit Mass Effect-y in a way. Like it feels like you're definitely got like percentage chance of hits that it's all going on instantly as you shoot.
Yeah, we're probably a bit ruined by the fact that we're playing hardcore first person shooters on the side, right? It's not what it's just the Fallouts or whatever. I've never had that level of polish, but I felt like the shooting in this felt really good compared to Fallout. I mean, Fallout, the shooting was pretty shitty.
Yeah.
This one felt, some satisfying headshots on some people, and the guns felt good. So I like that. I liked it a lot.
There is coloured coded loot as well, I've noticed. So like there's a lot of white. Most loot stuff you pick up is white, but I've got a purple. Two or three
legendary
purples.
loot?
Yeah, 2 or 3 purples I've had.
Purple's good.
A few blues. And I have one yellow.
Yeah,
one yellow, a knife.
Legendary Ripsaw or something.
Yeah, some knife that basically just is a. But I was like, I ain't fucking getting involved in melee combat yet. I haven't even tried that. No. It's like as if I'm going to remember to press a button.
Yeah,
go into melee combat. God knows how it works. I've got so many keybinds on the PC. I don't understand how it works. You have a weapon wheel, do you? Like hold LB.
It's not that great so far on the navigating around, but the jury is still out on that, of whether it's going to take a few hours for me just to acclimatize myself to it. I'm putting my trust that these people know what they're doing, right? So I figure, when it feels jank selecting the menus, I'm like, this shouldn't be that jank. Like if I was playtesting this for somebody, I'd be like, this seems pretty jank. You need to look at this.
Thing is, on PC, like, finally I'm sort of working out, like, I is inventory. Yeah, M is map. P is for my skills. And there's like L is for missions. There's loads of keys that I can just short press to go to a place. Whereas on a controller, I'd have to like press start.
Dave, are you playing on controller?
I'm playing on mouse and keyboard.
Oh yeah. See, what they are doing, which I don't think I've really seen it anywhere else before, but it appears what they're doing is things like if you long press your select button, it changes something. But if you fast tap it, then you get a different. So it's effectively giving a lot of the buttons 2 modes, right? you follow?
I definitely did something similar. In Elite Dangerous was one for that. Like you'd hold Y and press like a load of other, like up on the D-pad or whatever to do things and stuff like that. Because it was just there were so many controls in something like Elite Dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see on this one. I have to report back on that. So do
It's
we
just
think we'll be
memorizing
talking
all
about
that kind of shit. So
are we going to be talking about this next week?
I'm
who
definitely
thinks
going to
they'll
be playing this for see at least until next week. I'm not.
Yeah,
I don't think I'll be playing much
Likewise.
Death Stranding between now and next week. Put it that way.
Will you dive back in, Dave? Do you reckon?
Yes, yeah, I will
Okay.
be. Yeah, it's I'm enjoying it. So there's some things I'm not enjoying the space combat as much. But I've
Yeah,
probably
I think you can use a flight stick and stuff. I think that's what I'm like. Oh, maybe I could just like switch over from mouse and keyboard to flight stick and like throttle and everything for like space combat, and that would seem.
I
cool.
wonder how much is necessary the space combat because like
I would imagine they'll let you avoid it if you
couldn't be asked with it. But yeah,
I think I might be the same as you. I don't know how interested I am in that.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Any time I've had to respawn, it's because my ship's been blown up.
I crashed into a space station because I was in first person in the spaceship, and I was like trying to find where I was like, how do I dock again? I can't remember how to dock this spaceship, and I kept flying really close to it, and I got too close to it, and it was like, oh, if you don't fucking like heal your spaceship, it's going to explode. I was like, and then my spaceship exploded.
Nice.
Because I'd crashed it into this space station so much. I was like, oh dear. But yeah, it does seem to save a lot, auto save a lot.
Yeah.
And when you go back to resave, there's loads of options to like go back, like bit by bit by bit. Whenever you, like, it feels like almost whenever I press like tab on the PC is like going to the menu. It feels like it auto saves every time I press tab.
Yeah,
possible.
So there's loads of auto saves, and it doesn't just keep the previous most recent one. There's fucking loads beforehand.
Yeah,
so I can jump.
Yeah,
back.
I noticed that. When I went to save last night, there are loads of saves, auto saves. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of handy, but yeah, seems good so far.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, if you don't mind, then no doubt we're going to be coming back to this. If we can call that a show, and we'll talk some more about Starfield next week. Probably at the end, there may be spoilers.
We won't have finished it by next week.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well then, Dave, do you want to do your bit and take us out of here?
Yes, I will. So I haven't actually.
He's forgotten
queued it up.
Did you ever?
You must know it by heart by now.
No, I'm too forgetful. There you go. Oh, it's gone behind the window. Hang on a second. There you go. Cool. Right. It's been a while. It feels like it's been ages since
it's been 2 weeks. Dave.
I know.
It's half a month.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions or get involved, please contact us either on Twitter @SealPodcast, email us at sealpodcast@gmail.com, or join us on our Discord server. A link is pinned on Twitter. We have YouTube and Twitch channels which we upload and stream to. Neil, do you want to do a shout out for chattage?
Shout outs to Mintsafe, Quaxel, Sumu, The Real Defoe, and Lord. Thank you for joining and saying hello, at the very least. Thanks to any lurkers, as per usual.
Okay. All right. Then all it leaves me to do is to say thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you. Thank you, Dave and Neil.
Pleasure.
Catch up with you guys next week. Until then, see you later, people.
Ta-da!
Cheers, guys. Bye.